What's going on, guys? This is Hudson Moto Visuals. My name is Dave, and on this channel we talk motorcycles and photography. And once in a while we take the e-bike out. So if that's something that you like, please subscribe to the channel and also hit that like button. And today we're going to be talking about the Thrashin Supply handlebar setup that I put on my 2020 Road Glide. So a few months ago, I actually put a video out why I hated my 2020 Road Glide. I gave you 5 reasons, and the handlebar setup was one of the reasons. It was more like a wheelbarrow or riding the bike, and I needed to do something about it. So I did my research. I think I was gonna go, I said to myself, I knew I was gonna go with maybe ape hangers on the Road Glide. I like that style. So I went to my local Harley dealer and, just looking around, and then I asked them, I saw a set of bars that I really liked, and I actually got a quote for them. So I was going to do the handlebars and new grips, and they were going to charge me almost $2,800. Now that's a lot for handlebars. And I left there and I told them, okay, I'll think about it. So I started doing my research. So I found the T-bar setup that I liked. It was by Thrashin Supply. Now, I wasn't going to put them on myself. I'm not a mechanic. Yeah, I tinkered with things, but I knew this was above my pay grade, so I had to find a place where they would put them on for me. Following the bigger channels like Bike and Bird and Blockhead, they always recommended Get Lowered Cycles, and they're in PA. It's literally an hour and 20 minutes away from me where I live. So I decided to contact them and tell them I want the Thrashin Supply setup, and they got back to me right away. They gave me a good price, and I went from there. So big shout out to Get Lowered Cycles. They gave me a fair price, and I'm really happy with it right now. So here's the setup. So first, you can't see it because of the plastic piece here. There is a Kraus mounting bracket under here. This right here is the 6-inch straight riser by Thrashin Supply. I was debating which one I wanted, but I really liked the look of the straight riser. They do have a pullback. And then I also went with the MX style high bend bars. It's an inch tubing. So this is a 6-inch rise, and then the high bend is added another 5 inches to it. It's more like, if you compare it to an ape hangers, maybe an 11-inch ape hangers, maybe 12. I also got the Harley grips. And so what I liked about this setup, because some of the T-bars I saw they had to delete the ignition switch here. Now I do lose functionality for the auxiliary switch because I can't turn it all the way. I also lose the functionality of the fork lock, but if you just turn it to where fork lock and then turn the handlebars, they'll be locked. So what I also liked about it is that when Get Lowered Cycles installed this, they did have to cut some of the plastic here, but I mean, they must have had a template because it looks really good. Nothing's really protruding, or doesn't look like it was put together all ratty. It was nice and clean and flush. So there it is, the Thrashin Supply symbol right there. Got it in all black, of course. And they kept everything nice and clean right here. Yeah, I can't see the gauges, so let me give you like a POV view. So this is basically my view. Yeah, I can't see how fast I'm going. I probably only could see from about 30 miles an hour to about 90, and then the RPMs I only could see about 2,000 RPMs to about 5. That's okay. Cannot see my mileage or the range or what gear I'm in, but I really don't really look at that. And plus, on my infotainment system, I could actually see it, and all I have to do is scroll through it. So it feels nice. The grips feel nice. These Harley grips. Actually, when I first got on the bike, I twisted the throttle. I had gloves on. I twisted the throttle too hard because these are really grippy, these grips. And with the old standard Harley grips, sometimes I feel like my hand was slipping. So you could see everything else. You know, my fuel gauge, my voltage gauge. You know, like I said, the only functionality I lost was the fork lock and the accessory position, but I really never used it. I keep this bike in a garage, so there it is. So let's get up on the bike. I'll tell you how it feels while I'm riding. We'll have a little fun with it. Alright, we're on the bike here. Take a little spin. Alright. Even just sitting on the bike and not even moving yet, you know, steering feels good. You know, I feel like I have more control. When they were here, it felt like an awkward position, like turning it. They're almost like, you know, keeping your elbows in and turning the bike. But well, you saw one of the difficulties with this setup. I can't tell if I was in neutral or not. You know, it's blocking my range, whatever. But it's okay. Alright, let's get going here. Let this car pass. And also, it doesn't, when I turn, fully extend like that. It feels like, doesn't feel like I am stretching my arms out all the way. It feels more a natural, comfortable position. You know, it took me a little bit to get used to it. you know, you're always learning, and you know, especially with new handlebars, you got to learn what you can and cannot do with your bike. So I mean, in this position, it's just, I mean, cruising down a highway, for me, you know, it's at shoulder height. It's not too high, it's not too low. I can feel like I can, you know. So with my hands, I got a big palm, I got a big hand, but my palm are big, and my fingers a little shorter than normal. It feels like I could reach everything. And kind of when he set it up for me, you know, he made sure everything I could reach and all the buttons are within where I need to be. So when you're actually on this bike, it feels like more, I felt like I have more control on this bike now, you know, and I feel a lot more comfortable handling such a big bike and handling with the steering and the handling of the bike, you know. I'm not saying I was uncomfortable with the other setup, but it was a little bit, you couldn't really push it into corners. You couldn't really tip the bike over into a nice corner. You know, here, for me, it responds a little faster, maybe because where my hand's position is. I just push in as so, and I'm in the corner already. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't gone up in twisties yet. Only a few twisties. Only a few twisties, so but on the highway right now, you know, I'm cruising right now, and it just feels like a natural, comfortable position. I could probably do big miles on here without any, you know, any pains. And what I've noticed, you know, a lot of people will complain, oh, what about the vibration? There's really no vibration in these motors anymore, you know, in the M8 motors, so they kind of cut that out. I know some people kind of still complain that, you know, their hands going numb on some of these bikes. For me, I feel like if you loosen up your grip a little bit and you're not holding on too tight, you know, your really hands won't go numb. So here's a view of it while I'm cruising. You know, and then I thought about push this to the corner a little more. Still got to slow down though. Watch this asshole who just comes out with no regard. You know, another big thing probably with this, you probably would have to add a good suspension to it, and then maybe you could get a little crazy in the cornering and stuff, you know, have that performance bagger in mind, which I'm kind of going for. I like that look, but you know, I know everyone, you know, once you put like a performance, it raises up a little. Look, I'm not a tall rider, you know, I'm 5'7", And you know, to help my reach on the ground, I did get a little slimmer seat, the Lucky Dave seat, and you know, I comfortably flat foot this bike easily. Now raising it an inch, I don't know. I mean, it really shouldn't matter. I mean, I ride a CBR 600, and you know, the seat height on that is 31 inches, and you know, I only have to put one foot down to be comfortable on that. But I think a nice suspension on this would even make this bike perform even more. You know, yeah, I could put, you know, more power into the bike, it'll perform more, but for me, I always like the handling over speed, because, you know, turning, cornering is always the great equalizer with speed. Now, if you could go into a corner at high speed and not slide out or kick out the back end, more power to you. And I love the T-bar setup, the style of it, the look of it. I mean, take a look at that. That's beautiful. And you know what? I know this bike will never be a sport bike. If I want to go fast and drop a knee, of course, I'm going to be on a sport bike. But, you know, having this kind of setup, I can get a little aggressive in the corners and feel comfortable. There are so many other manufacturers that make these kind of style, but I went with the Thrashin Supply, and because I mean I found their video about these handlebars on the internet, on YouTube, and you know, I fell in love with that kind of setup. So, and the episode that they did that made me really want to get them was when the owner of Rusty Butcher came over and they put that kind of setup on his bike. And you know, he does have the pullback. I mean, I have the straight rise with the, and they did, I think they put a, I don't know if it's the high bend bar or the mid, but either way, you know, it seems like they're about my height, a little taller than me, so they felt comfortable with it, and I said, oh, why not? It was an easy sales pitch to me, so I went with it. So I do have to admit, I haven't been on twisty roads, not a lot of them yet with this setup, you know, but like, even just feeling those like big jug handle turns that we have here in New Jersey, getting onto each highway, you know, I feel like I have more control in the turn. Maybe because, you know, I'm really practicing and concentrating. Maybe I feel more comfortable. So thank you for watching today, guys. That's a little review of the Thrashin bar setup. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Also, if you like today's video, hit that like button. Also, if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload something to the good old YouTube, it'll warn you. So have a great day. I'll see you next time. Peace.